Right on. So looking at the stem changers here, we have three groups. We have O to UE, we have E to IE, and we have E to I, right? And again, these endings are up here because we're gonna use the same endings for all these stem changers, right? We just have like a step 1B that we're gonna have to add in now. One thing to think about with this is that the stem change only affects yo, él, ella, and ellos, right? Nosotros, it does not affect. So like here, you see this O to UE example, right? Poder, to be able to, right? Yo puedo, right? We've changed this O. So let's look at this first example, right? Poder, right? So the step 1B is that we need to do this stem change before we add our ending, right? So step 1, from poder, we remove the ER. POD is what we're left with. We change that O to UE, and then we add our endings. Puedo, puedes, puede, and pueden, right? But then for nosotros, we just leave that POD alone. We don't change it. There's no stem change there, right? So we get podemos, right? For that E to IE, right? Step 1, we're gonna remove that ER off entender. Then that last E in the stem, right? Because if you look at entender, it's got 2 E's there, right? We want this E, right? That's the one we're gonna change to IE, right? So we're gonna get that, right? Entiende, and then we're gonna add this. Entiendo, entiendes, entiende. We go back to this for the nosotros, entendemos, but then we have this here for en, entienden, right? Now, if and when we inevitably mess this up, it's really not the end of the world. It's gonna be close enough to be understood, right? I've met many Portuguese speakers who have been in Mexico who do not employ this stem change because it's not part of Portuguese, and they're able to be understood perfectly fine. So it's not the end of the world, right? But again, I want you to just be able to start to recognize them, right? The stem changers we can practice with a lot easier, I think, than the go verbs. That's it. And then we have this E to IE. And then we have this E to I, right? So from pedir, step 1, we get rid of that E, so with pedir, we, step 1, get rid of that IR. Boom, right? PED. Then we're gonna do our 1B, and we're gonna change that E to an I, PID, right? And then we're gonna add our endings. Pido, pides, pide, piden, right? But then we go back to the original stem, right? For imos, pedimos, right? And again, if we mess these up, it's not the end of the world. It's close enough so people are gonna understand, right? Especially if you go the route of just taking like this, like changed stem for the stem changer and adding the os, right? If we get entiendemos español, we understand Spanish, right? It's slightly off, but it's gonna be close enough to be understood, right? So it's not the end of the world, right? So moving on to slide number 8, I want you to pick 3 from each group, right? Within this O to UE group, I also include jugar, which follows the same pattern. It's just coming from a U instead of an O, but it follows the same pattern, right? So pick 3 from the O to UE group, 3 from the E to IE group, and 3 from the E to I group, and come up with those conjugations, right? Once you are done, while you're working, click pause, and once you're done, you can send these to me. If you're sure about it, you don't have to send them to me. But if you want my feedback, you can send them to me via email, right? And I'll check them. Send them with the homework and send them with the project, right? Just so everything's together. Once you're done, you can go to the slide number 9 and see some example sentences here with these stem changers, right? So on slide number 8, we've got 9 sentences, right? A mixture of subjects, right? I want you to take a look at all of those sentences and tell me what they're saying, right? Yo entiendo la lección hoy. Tú puedes hablar español muy bien. Ella juega al fútbol los domingos. Keep going. Go through all 10 of them, right? And tell me what they're saying. And remember, these are all verbs that are on that previous slide, so you can go back up and find definitions. Feel free to look where it's up. If you want my feedback, you can feel free to send it with the homework and with the projects, and I'll take a look at everything on Fridays and in regards to these sentences to make sure that they're correct.